This summer, Action Park invites you to cool down in the mighty Roaring Springs.
In 1978, in the heart of New Jersey, sat a theme park, a water park, some would call it. I would call it Accident Park. Death, lies, fake insurance companies, rides made of concrete, alcohol everywhere and anywhere, multiple records of death, staff full of teenagers with no safety training, nothing but danger unleashed in this death park, also known as Accident Park, but really known as
Action Park.
This is the story of Class Action Park, where the memories are a strange mix of adrenaline, fear, chaos, and nostalgia. People who have attended this park have even described the atmosphere like you were going to die was real. Let's get into some of these infamous rides that earned a genuine reputation of being life-threatening, and were, unfortunately. Accident Park, aka Action Park, had around 75 different rides, and they were all divided into 3 sectors. Starting with Motor World, which basically had all the gas-powered and fun attractions like go-karts, speed boats. The next sector it hosted was the Alpine Center, and the Alpine Center basically hosted the Alpine Slide, which obviously we'll get into all of these rides more in depth. And then this third sector, of course, being Water World. Each of these different sectors at Class Action Park probably sounds extremely fun and worth your summer days, but this place is unfortunately not only where 6 deaths happened, but lots of crashes, lots of broken bones, concussions, close drownings, and just a slew of unfortunate events. And before I go through all of these sections, it is something to keep in mind. The water for this action park was extremely cold, and I'm not talking about regular water park cold. This water was freezing cold. This park was ran by teenagers that didn't know safety protocols. They had no safety training. And I'm definitely not saying that all of these deaths were caused by these teenagers. I'm just simply pointing out that the owner that created Action Park could care less about any sort of safety. So imagine coming to a death park and the people that could possibly help you don't even know how to help you. So just take all of that into account. I decided that the first sector that we are going to dive into is the Alpine Center.
50 rides, shows, and attractions at the world. Discover the world's most innovative theme park.
The Alpine Center hosted the Alpine Slide, which you actually had to get on a ski lift to even get to the top. And you would basically ride that ski all the way to the top. You'll get on this little plastic sled with handbrakes, and you are sent on a really scary ride, 2,700 feet down, riding on this plastic sled. Sometimes speeds would reach easily 30 miles per hour, and you already know some people were able to even go faster to increase adrenaline and stuff. Something crazy I find about this Alpine Slide is that it was literally made out of concrete. You didn't even have to wear a helmet on this 2,700 foot drop. And imagine going so fast on this concrete slide and your brakes stop working, because that was the case for a lot of people. So pretty much on this concrete and fiberglass death chute, people would easily get road rash, fractures, and some people even got slammed into rocks or just the ground in general. Skidding along this concrete, you got severe abrasions, and one person unfortunately lost their life, George Larson Jr. And basically in 1980, at just 19 years old, George Larson Jr. got on this death chute and was basically thrown from his sled, hitting his head on a rock and unfortunately passing away. And I don't know how much coverage happened on this case back when it actually happened, because the park continued to stay open. That is extremely unfortunate. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the second realm of this Accident Park, Motor World.
Rev it up in a high-powered speedboat or grab hold of a sleek Grand Prix race car.
Some of the go-karts in Motor World went up to 50 miles per hour. Some guests found out how to tamper with the engines to go even faster, which is extremely dangerous considering the teenagers were the ones that were monitoring this. Basically, everyone was just going buck wild, crazy, stupid at this water park because they were allowed to. What also made them go extra crazy was alcohol. There was also some other rides within Motor World. Surprisingly, here in Motor World, no deaths occurred. Obviously, a whole bunch of injuries happened and bruises. One Reddit user said it literally felt like death walking in Action Park.
Flash into coolness.
I would say out of all three of these realms here at Action Park, Waterworld was definitely a magnet for death, unfortunately. Waterworld was obviously full of the most coldest water. There are many accounts of people saying that when they went to Waterworld and their body hit that water, it was like an automatic gas from the water because it was so cold. You can even think of Waterworld as liquid death. This was obviously the heart of Action Park. So here at Waterworld and Action Park, we have a couple different rides, of course. There was the tidal wave pool, aka the grave pool, which was responsible for multiple drownings, and supposedly it was full of fresh water. So fresh water equals no buoyancy, meaning people would drown a little faster. And I don't know exactly how many people drowned. There are 3 cases of people unfortunately dying, so there could be a lot more other cases. Moving on to the poster child of Class Action Park, and that is the Cannonball Loop. Now, I'm sure that you have seen roller coasters with this same loop. People who rode this thing would come out with bloody noses, missing teeth, and a whole bunch of bruises on their body and backs. And like I said earlier, some people didn't even make it out of this loop. They had to be pulled out because of momentum. But basically, this ride was shut down within weeks. Moving on to the kayak experience, and there was one man, unfortunately, who stepped on a live wire from a malfunctioning fan and was electrocuted and died later on at the hospital. I don't know if there were other rides other than the loop one that was shut down, but this ride after that incident was shut down permanently. The guy that basically summoned this death park, his name is Gene Mulliville, basically was a businessman who believed in freedom with no rules. This guy was just like, hey, I'm a businessman. I have a good concept for a water park. So he opened the Class Action Water Park. Even though this park was barely regulated, the rides were often untested, staff was full of teenagers with no safety training, and alcohol was flowing all over this place more than the waters. And just to find out that Class Action Park had a fake insurance company covering it all. So basically, Gene isn't just dangerous minded, but he's also criminally negligent. Obviously, with all the bad press, fake insurance claim, lawsuits, bad business mindset, Accident Park was shut down under the weight of all the stuff that it caused itself. Action Park actually opened back up, but it reopened as Mountain Creek Water Park with new ownership, of course, and modern safety standards. But for those who got to visit Class Action Park in its heyday, it probably is a mix of memories of adrenaline for some, fear for others, chaos, nostalgia with the famous water park that is
Action Park.
I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you subscribe. I hope that you have a great, amazing day. And God bless. Bye.